Hi, everybody. My name is Matt Haynes. I'm an audiobook narrator.
And I'm Trenton Bennett, and I'm an audiobook narrator too.
We're doing a special project here where we're taking characters that we've narrated in our books and we are having them do some appropriate slash inappropriate karaoke spoken word, taking song lyrics and having the characters speak them out loud so the character has their own little moment of glory. A bit of a goof, but also a taste of what we do behind the scenes as we're creating the characters. This week I get to go. So we are doing a character from Garrett S. Overeem's The Second Life of Mr. Hunt series, a fantastic sci-fi series about a young person who gets reconstructed in the distant future and gets to go on all these adventures. And because the future is so distant, it crosses all kinds of genres of species that are in here. So we have AI, we have vampires, and we have a nemesis who is almost like the Joker in Batman, except he's the one that runs the clowns and the freaks. He runs a mercenary organization called the Jester's Freak Show. He was in prison for many years and bonded to a clown puppet who he talks to for advice. People think he is crazy, but he has never led them astray, so his people trust him. His name is Frederick LaRue. And the model that Garrett gave me for impersonating him is Louis Jourdan. And that is somebody who has a very, very debonair kind of thing, and a resonance, at least in the movie clip that I saw, and sort of just a general perky, fun-loving, sociopathic personality. So we're going to take this, and Trenton's going to give me some lyric options based on my description. Trenton, what do you think might be good for this Frederick LaRue to recite?
Wow, this is a challenge. This is a biggie. Okay, so you mentioned Joker type and you mentioned clowns, right? And of course, he's not the good guy, and he's talking to himself.
Mhm.
So I'd say let's start with the Kinks' "Death of a Clown."
Okay.
That song has a guy talking to himself about the circus just falling apart because the clown is dead.
Okay.
And everything's just kind of chaos, and he's doing it in a breezy, like he's talking to himself kind of way.
Okay.
Okay, Blue Oyster Cult. I've been listening to a lot of them lately. The song After Dark. There's a neat thing that has to do with an inner dialogue, but it also is someone who's afraid because something has been approaching him. It's actually a vampire story, and I know you mentioned vampires,
Hmm.
but in this one, there's a verse in there uh, that's something along the lines of, "Long ago and far away I heard your voice, and once I heard you sing your song, I had no choice. Terror took control and told me what to say, like a puppet."
Mm, mm,
You know, the other thing is we recently did an episode on my podcast talking about David Bowie and the
mm.
Ziggy Stardust album, and that key song that you've probably heard in Guardians of the Galaxy, Starman, is someone who's kind of an outsider and an other, and he's weird and different, and he knows it. And at the same time, he knows he might scare some people.
Uh-huh.
He's wanting to come down to Earth and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. He doesn't know if we can take quite so much of him. And I have a feeling someone like that, if you're his henchman, you probably spend a lot of time hoping you can just mop up the back room and not be close by when the bad guy throws a tantrum.
Yeah, when you're working with somebody who's very powerful, you often want the results of what they do, but not the process. We have those three, and what else do we have?
This is perfect because that whole thing about talking to myself and um, Megadeth, "Sweating Bullets." Have you heard of this song?
I've not heard of this song.
The video has multiple Dave Mustaines talking to himself as he deals with multiple personality disorder. It's really dark, and he's talking and criticizing himself and talking about murder. And at one point, he's holding a brain in his hands and says, "Mankind has got to know his limitations." And you're like, "Whoo, my, there's a lot going on inside that old head, ain't there, Dave?"
All right, everybody, we're back, and I have selected the song for Frederick LaRue to recite. Basically, the reasoning behind this is he's not a clown, he is the observer and commander of clowns, and also he would never, admit to any fear or pressure. He may feel it, but that is for his puppet to know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first set of verses, the first verses of Sweating Bullets by Megadeth, and then I'm going to take the third as well. And we're going to put it to the voice of Frederick LaRue. Hello, me. Meet the real me and my misfits way of life. A dark black past is my most valued possession. Hindsight is always 2020, but looking back, it's still a bit fuzzy. Speak of mutually assured destruction. Nice story. Tell it to the Reader's Digest. Hello, me. It's me again. You can subdue, but never tame me. It gives me a migraine headache sinking down to your level. Yeah, just keep on thinking it's my fault and stay an inch or two out of kicking distance. Mankind has got to know its limits.
Yes! Yes!
Everybody, I'm Matt Haynes.
And I'm Trenton Bennett.
And as your narrators and your guides through the world of narration and your entertainers, I hope that our voices and your ears meet again real soon.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Matt. You said commander of clowns, and for a brief little bit there, I thought to myself of someone who's going, all right, men, let's go. Nose is on now. Get into the car. Get into the car. Get into the car. Get into the car. Everybody in the car. Everybody in the car. And you just a little Volkswagen and let's go.
I think wouldn't it be cool if like there was an alternate universe D-Day where the clowns just kept coming and coming and coming. You get like, 10 times more bang for your buck as they're like rolling out of the vehicles.
Just one transport hits the beach and then 5,000 clowns come out of it.
And everybody would be just like so disoriented that they would infiltrate beautifully.
And it's science fiction. They're all just like, I don't know, fractally compounded or using space portals or wormhole technology to pop right out. It's
It'd
perfect.
probably be what's a clown most afraid of? Probably getting egg on their face, right? So they're being pelted by eggs as they come out.